Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to grow some melons indoors in hydroponic. So I just cleared my tent and got everything set up and ready to go. The tent I'm using is a 4x4x6 grow tent, and the light I'm using is a Spectra LED, the Phaser X660. And this is the perfect time to grow melons because the weather is getting really warm. So inside the garage it's going to be even warmer. So it's perfect weather for some of these melons. So what I'm growing here is called the Ichiba, which is a Japanese melon variety. And I'm going to grow 2 plants. And this is a 20 gallons container. And the reflecting material on top here is just some ducting material that I got from Home Depot. And so you can buy this in a roll at Home Depot and just cut it out to fit the top. And this helps to prevent light from getting through into the nutrients, causing algae to grow. And here I have already pre-drilled a hole on top of the lid, and this is used, I use a hole saw, which is a 51mm hole saw, and I drill a hole, and that would fit a 2-inch net cup. And as you can see, I ran out of net cup, so I'm using a shot glass, which is about the same. So here's the shot glass, and you see I've been reusing these. So I basically just cut around the bottom here. That allows the roots to come out, and then put a rock wool in there. And that's how I started my seeds. I skipped the seed starting process because it's very easy. Just put a rock wool and wet it, put a seed in there. A few days later they will sprout. So the plant is 17 days old. So it's put out lots of roots, so it's ready to be transplanted. So let me go over the details. I'm going to use an air pump, which is that one over there. It's by Active Aqua, and it has 2 outlets for the air pump. And I have my air tube set up and all ready to go. Pretty simple. And there it is. So just drill a hole on top of the lid, feed the tube through, and that is pretty much it. Very simple. First, what we're going to do is we're going to fill the container up with water, add our nutrients. The nutrients I'm going to use is going to be the Dynagrow 795, and we're just going to add 5 milliliter per gallon. So this is a 20 gallon, so I have a 5 milliliter dropper, so I'm going to use 20 of those, which is this here. It's 5 milliliter, and basically is a teaspoon. So 20 of these for the 20 gallons, and that's it. So let's go ahead and add our nutrients. Okay, first you just shake it up, and then we're going to draw. Okay, now we're going to add water, and this is straight from my garden. So adding the nutrients first is a good idea because when you blast the water on it, it helps mixes up everything really well. Okay, we have the nutrients all mixed in, and I did not check pH or anything like that, just nutrients and water, that's all I need. And you want the level to touch the bottom of the net cup, and that's basically it. So now it's time to add the plant. Okay, so to add the plant, all we had to do is just pull it out here, and then feed it through. And that's it. So let me go ahead and add the other one and then start the system up. Okay, we are all set up, so let me give you a little tour. The plants are sitting right there. We have 2. I may add another one later, I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. And let's lift this up. You see there's the root, it's looking good. The pump is running, see there? And for the pump, I just zip tied it to there. Just an easy way to do that. And here's the light, and I have a lot of space available before the plants start to take over the tent, so I may do something here. Let me show you one more thing. Then I have 2 fans here that's hooked up, and the fan just blowing air through here. And I need that in the summer because in the summer my garage get really hot, so it does help to blow some good air to the unit to kind of cool it a little bit, but also at the same time circulate air throughout the tent. So that's recommended. And for the hanging hooks, that's what I use to hang the light. And then you see these lights have spaces here, so later on when the plants get bigger, I'm gonna have to trellis it up and stuff like that. So the gap here would be really neat, so that I can trellis the plant up there, have it crawl a little bit. I'm gonna do a lot of trimming, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, everything is looking good right now. The system is running, so we'll be back soon. Okay, it has been 18 days since we set up the system, and my plants are looking great. So notice I added a 3rd plant, and I think this may be a bad idea because the honeykiss melon here is a very fast growing plant, and it grows like crazy, so it may be too much for this system. So I don't know, I may take it out later, I'm not sure yet. I may just leave it here. But in 18 days, look at the plants, they're looking amazing. So this one here and the one in the back are the same, and this is the honeykiss melon that I added. And let's check the roots. Look at that. The level is still pretty good. It didn't drop too much. The roots are looking great, and everything is just working well. So we'll come back soon, and I will give you guys another update. Okay, we are on day number 22, and the plants are just growing very fast. In just a few days, they started to put out a few more inches of growth. So the Ichibana melon is doing great, growing really nice. We're gonna have to trellis the plant up very soon. The honeykiss is starting to take off, and the one in the back is also looking great. So let's go ahead and take a look at the root system and see. Wow, look at that. The roots are looking great. They're spreading out. The water level is still the same, but they're gonna start to drink very fast because they're gonna grow so fast in this temperature. The weather is great right now, and it's just perfect for them. So they're going to start growing like crazy. So we'll be back soon. Okay, we are on day number 25. Every few days they grow a few inches, so they are growing very fast. So as you can see, I started to trellis them up right here. So what I use is these rapid clip here, and I just cut it and then wrap it around the plant. And I have these ropes. You can get these ropes anywhere at Home Depot or whatever, and just hang it at the top of the tent, and then kind of pull them up as they grow. So look at that, they're just growing like crazy, very fast. And you see here, that's a fruit right there. You see the fruit, you can tell between a male and a female. The female has a little flower on top and then a tiny fruit at the bottom, and then the male doesn't have a little fruit at the bottom. It's just a tiny flower like right there. So they're gonna open around the same time, and these have to be hand pollinated. And also, because you're grown inside hydroponic, inside a grow tent, you're gonna have to control their growth. So pruning is required. So what you should do is, you see here, it grows these sides right here. So these side vines will grow out and become their own vine, and it could produce fruit from the side vine. But because we are growing inside a grow tent, you really don't want to leave those because they can get out of control. So you need to cut them off. And when you cut them off, you can actually put them in water and clone them. So you can propagate them into a new plant, and then you have multiple cuttings of your favorite melon. So I'm gonna show you how I prune mine. So I already pruned a few. You see these here? These are side vines, and they're gonna just grow out of control. And we have another one here. You see that? They started to already grow. And also the side vine would take a lot of the energy out of the plant. So what you should do is cut the side vine like that, right here. You see, so you can tell they're side vines because these little vines here grow into more vines, and these are leaves. And these here are not side vines, those are fruiting vine. So you want to leave those. So it's very easy to tell. The side vines always grow very rigorously. Okay, so cut those off and just leave one main vine to grow up like that. And that way all the energy is going into the master vine. And also we're not going to leave too many fruit. I may do maybe 2 fruits per vine, maybe 3, we'll see. But that's about it. So we'll come back soon, and I will give you another update. In the meantime, these honey kiss here, they do take a long time to produce. So I may have to take this one out and put it somewhere else, maybe in a new grow tent. So we'll see, because if I leave all 3, it's gonna be so crowded, especially this guy grow very large and just spread out everywhere. Okay, so we'll be back soon. Okay, we are on day number 28 and the plants are doing really well. Today I want to show you some flowers. You see, these are the male flowers. Some of these male flowers will sprout and bloom first, and they do that because they need to attract beneficial pollinating insects to start coming. And once the insects begin to come and get used to coming, then the female fruit will open, and that's how they secure the pollination. So you can see here we have the fruiting vine with a fruit right there, and more fruiting vines with a fruit right here. That fruiting vine with a fruit right there, those are all female. And then we have some up here. So there's a lot of them coming out. You see, every fruiting vine, there are a little fruit on top of it. So we're not gonna let all of those fruits become actual fruit because we need to prune. I may let 2 or 3, as I mentioned. So the ones in the back are also doing really well, and they're doing the same thing. They have the fruiting vines with the fruit on there. So everything is doing great. I just purchased these clips here. The clips here works better than these, because these you gotta cut them and stuff like that. With these, you can just clip them. Pretty simple. You can get this on Amazon for just a few bucks, and a whole bunch of them. So anyway, the plants are doing amazing, and I should be getting these fruits to open pretty soon, and then I'll show you the pollinating process. So let me show you the root system and the reservoir. Still good amount of liquid. The roots are nice and healthy. Everything's looking great. And then for the side vines that I cut off, you see here, if I leave this on the plant, they're gonna grow like crazy, and they may spread out everywhere, and also they use up resources and take up a lot more nutrients. So if you cut them off, it actually helps, but it also will help you know, focus all the energy back on the main vine that goes up. Okay, so we will be back soon. Okay, we are on day number 30, and we have fruits with the flower opening, the female fruits right here. They are moving so fast. Every few days there's some changes. So what we're gonna do today, since we're growing this inside, there's no beneficial insect that can pollinate, so we're gonna have to do the pollination ourselves. So here is the female fruit, or the female flower, and you can tell because the female flower has a fruit underneath it and then the flower on top. And then you have the male flower, which is just the flower itself right there. You see the ones that opened a few days ago, they're closed already, so we can't use those. And those that open the same time, like that one over there, that's what we're gonna use. We're gonna pull that off, and then we're gonna pollinate the female fruit. So let's go ahead and pick that that flower right there. So I'm gonna pull it off. Okay, and inside here we're gonna get the pollen, and then we're gonna pollinate that flower over there. So I'm gonna show you exactly how I do this. Okay, we have multiple flowers that are ready. So we're going to take the flower here, and then all you have to do is pull the petal back like this to expose the inner pollen right here. Okay, so that little yellow stuff in there are the pollen. So we're just gonna take the female flower like this, and then we're going to just rub it on. It doesn't have to, you don't have to get a ton of pollen on, just a few to get onto the stigma of the female flower, and we're all set. So that one's pollinated. So in a few days, the flower is gonna drop off, and that will become a melon. So we'll check back in a few days and see how big this plant, or I mean this fruit, will grow. Okay, today we are on day number 34, and we have some fruits that formed. So we going to have to do some pruning. So I have already started pruning a ton of stuff off right here. These plants grow really fast, so every few days they put out shoots, and the leaves can get massive and they start blocking lights and stuff like that. And so you're gonna have to trim some off. So I cut, look at all this. And these are vines right here. So basically you want to allow only one fruit per the fruiting vine. So when people grow this in the greenhouse, professional, they only allow one fruit per plant. But because I only have 2 vines in here, 2 plants, or possibly 3, which with the honey kiss, I'm gonna allow more fruits than usually would be recommended. So yeah, so when people grow this commercially, they grow a ton of vines, and then they'll put 1 fruit per plant, basically. So now I have here, you see this here? That's a fruit right here that turned already. And you see I trimmed off the remaining vine because it was just growing really long, and it produced more fruits along the vine. And I only need 1 per vine, so I trimmed it right there. And here as well, you see there's a fruit right there, and there's more right here. You see these little things are gonna form into fruit, and you can just pick them off, or you can just cut them off. I can pick them off like this. So that's a fruit right there, you see, or it will eventually become a fruit. But you only want 1 fruit per fruiting vine. And same with this here. You see how this is? That's a fruit right there, and so eventually I'm gonna cut it right there. And here, you see this fruit here, and then along the vine there's another fruit right there. So you don't want to put 2 fruits, because they're gonna have to split resources, and this probably gonna get the most, and then that one would not grow too much. So cut it off right there. So yeah, we have multiple fruits now ready to form, and we're just going to have to wait until they get bigger. The vine is still stretching, so I'm gonna cut the vine right there soon, because I don't need it to grow anymore. We have enough fruits already formed. So everything is looking fantastic. Look at that. Very fun to do. Okay, and I'm trying to propagate the vines over there. And let's look at the reservoir. You see it's getting lower now. So usually I'll add a few gallons at a time when it gets low. So all you have to do is mix 5 milliliter of our nutrients per gallon of water. Just add it in here, and that's it. So I haven't changed anything yet. I'm probably not going to change it until much later. Okay, so we'll be back soon. Okay, just in case you're curious and want to know if the propagation will work, yes, it will work. So here, you see that root right there? That is a root that come out of the vine right here that we're propagating. See? So you can allow the roots to grow more, and then put it into your garden or another hydroponic system, and then you can grow melons from cuttings into full plants that will produce fruits. Okay, today we are on day number 47 and we have pretty good sized melons. We have one there, one over here, two in the back over there, and I'm going to show you a few more that formed, but these are not going to grow very much. You see, they kind of formed after, but they remain that way because I think there's not enough energy for the plant to make big fruits or too many fruits. So you see this melon here have been the same size for a week now, and that one as well. And as we go up, they keep producing so many melons, and I think I picked off around 20 fruits already. And I need to pick all of these off because they're not gonna grow very big, and they're just going to take energy and resources from these two here. So I think I'm gonna just finally decide to leave only 2 fruits per vine. That way they'll be nice size and good quality. So today we are going to take those off. It's really hard to do, but we're gonna have to do it. So let's go ahead and remove it. So we're just gonna cut it off. And then I'll cut a few more off because they're forming everywhere. Here's one here, and there's one over there, and there's one over here, and I think there's a few more on the other vine. And you see there's a large fruit right there, and there's another large one right here, and there's a few back there that I need to cut off. So we're just gonna leave 2 to cut that one off as well. So yeah, that's what the melons look like in 47 days. So we'll come back soon and check on these melon and see how they will do after maybe a week or so. Okay, it is time to change our nutrients. It's been over 40 something days now, and it is a good time to do that. So anytime you grow something in this size container, it's always good to top it up a few times, and then after that change it out completely. So when you change it out completely, you give the plant fresh nutrients and everything is balanced, and then it's gonna grow really well. So for something this size, it's gonna take a lot of work to remove the nutrients. So I find that it's best to use a battery operated water transfer. And I will post the link to this. If you want to get the exact same one, you can do that. So all you do is add a battery and get a bucket, an empty bucket here, and then just put this inside and turn it on. You see? So now it's gonna transfer the liquid out, and then we can mix a fresh one after that. And to mix a fresh one, it's going to be the same as you've seen in the video in the beginning. We're just going to add our nutrients, and then we're going to spray water in there and mix it all up. But also at this stage here, I'm going to add some cow mag because the fruits are blooming really nicely right now. So calcium, magnesium addition would be really good for the plant. So I'll post the exact mix in the description below, so you can try to do the exact same. Okay, welcome back. We are now on day number 60, and the melons are doing fantastic. They started to develop these netting here, so that means the melons are almost mature. They should have a few more weeks left, but going forward, that's all we're gonna basically be doing, just waiting. So I'm going to end the video here. If you want to see the harvest and taste test, please leave a comment and I will do a follow-up video. But as for now, the melons are doing fantastic. I find that 2 melons per plant is enough, because if I leave any more, the younger melons that I grow up here won't do any good, because like here, for example, I left one here. I left more, but I cut them off already. See, this one is not gonna do anything, I guess, until we cut these off, but these gonna have a while to go. So that one is not growing at all. It's been a few weeks already. But yeah, I'm going to cut that one off so all the energy can be focused on these. So I guess this is why in commercially grown places, they only leave one melon per vine so that they can get the best quality and the largest melons. So here I have two per plant, so 4 total because I have 2 of the Ichibana. So here, that's 1 here, 2 here, and then I have 1 over there, and then another 1 over there. So I have a total of 4 out of the 2 vines. And then my honey-kissed melon didn't do anything. It did produce some fruits, but it fell off because I guess I did too much trimming, so I wasn't able to pollinate it. But yeah, so out of the 3 plants, only 2 of the Ichibana produce fruits. So that is basically it. It drank most of the nutrients. Now I have half of the tank left from the refill. I refilled it completely, and now it's down to half. The roots are super healthy, which is great. There's no algae at all, and really easy to do. Most of the time I basically just come out here and watch the plants grow, and that's basically it. So yeah, growing melons inside is very easy to do. It's just it's gonna take a little bit of time and very little maintenance. So anyway, I will end the video here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave it below, and thank you so much for watching.